I believe that the news belongs to the people. The airwaves are for the people. The media needs to be reporting all the news. They don't need to take sides. They need to have integrity that the media is supposed to have. And I'd like to see News 13 share with American ideals and do what they're supposed to do. Be responsible, and news reporting with integrity.
Larry, tell me why you're here today.
I'm here today because I don't like getting the propaganda that's being put out by the left-wing media, which is mainstream media. I'd like to hear all of the news and not just the propaganda that our ministers have put out. We're just here standing up for what this country was founded on, what it's supposed to be, not what our current government is turning it into.
The monument all the way down to the Capitol of Pennsylvania Avenue being jam-packed. It didn't show up on any of the major news.
Well, I heard that was actually debunked because that picture shows the aerials show a building that's not in existence. That was
you're completely wrong. That picture that shows the building were pictures that were taken at a previous time. Those were pictures of people at a previous march. It was not on the 9/12 march. Trust me. The place was wall-to-wall people. There's pictures from many different sources that show it. There's pictures that show things that are currently there, and the news coverage doesn't want to do it. The only place you can get news nowadays is on the internet at Drudge Report, at Lucian.com, and also from Fox News. Most of the time they get it right. But right now, the mainstream media, which is the old media, does nothing right.
Bill, tell me why you're here today.
I'm here to protest the lack of coverage on ABC, and they are sort of the state-run media, it seems.
Okay.
The whole group of them. And we sent postcards out to the other news organizations. If you want to learn anything, you need to watch Fox News.
Okay.
And I also want to thank Glenn.
And why are you here today?
Because I'd like the media, all the media, to tell us the facts. I feel like they're not. They're not covering all the issues they should be covering, and it really bothers me.
And why do you think they would choose to not cover all the news?
I haven't figured that out, actually. I'd like to know why they're not.
All right. You want to tell me why you're here today?
I'd like to hear the real report, not the manufactured untruth.
Okay. Do you have any ideas of why they might not be telling us the whole truth?
Because people don't, because they're afraid that people won't like it.
I said.
Because I called with the idea for him not to vote for the Trump.
Can you tell me why you're here today?
I'm here because freedom of speech is the most important right that we have. It keeps us all free. It allows us to express our opinion, and that's something the government needs to know about.
Wonderful. Why are you here today?
I'm here because I understand that government goes to the people that show up, and I'm showing up at every place possible. City council meetings, county commissioner meetings, every place.
Doug, why are you here today?
I'm here in protest of our mainstream media that doesn't give both sides of the story. I've had enough. I'm not watching it anymore, and I'm turning all their stations off.
Do you have any theories about why they're not giving us all the news?
Yeah, absolutely. They don't want the people to know that we exist. They only want to tell the Obama side of the story.
Alright, can you tell me why you're here today?
Just to tell people that if they want to learn the truth, they're just going to have to go seek it themselves, because they're not going to find it on the mainstream media. I said hit the internet, hit everything you can in order to gain information, because the mainstream media is not providing it.
Protesting these stations that aren't broadcasting what's happening in the nation, as far as like the Tea Parties, they ignore things like that, ignoring us. And it's just not right. If they're going to show the news, show all the news of the people, not just what they want to show.
Kathy Rodarmer, why are you here today?
To try to make the mainstream media aware that there's people out here that are concerned about the omissions in our news coverage. It's not that they outright lie, they just, in my opinion, they just don't report. And so, you know, by that, if by them doing that, that is bias, if they choose not to report certain things.
And why is that a danger, do you think?
Well, when the citizens are not aware of what's going on, and when, as the founder said, we need an educated and knowledgeable citizenry, then how are we to vote? How do we to vote? According to constitutional principles.
Can you tell me why you're here today?
Yes, I'm here because I don't like the pace at which government is going, and the changes that they're trying to bring about. I see no rush to do all these things. I think we can make improvements, but we don't need to do it right now. We don't need to approve anything without reading it. I think the American people should be able to read it before they approve it, and I just fail to see the rush. So I think we're just being sold a bill of goods, and I don't agree.
Tell me why you're here today.
Yes, well, I think one of the good reasons is look at my hat. My wife is a cancer survivor, and from what I understand from all the programs presented, we're going to be going to a Canada British type program. And this, she would not be a survivor because the cancer rate is 80% or 20% less than it is in the United States. And that's one of the reasons I'm here today.
Well, that's pretty pointed. Do you have anything to add to that?